Hello everyone. I have been absent for a while. There has been a little crisis in our lives. Rick, who you're meeting for the first time, my boyfriend, had a stroke about 2.5 weeks ago, and things have radically shifted. I will say that right now. So welcome to Flourishing with Limitations. I'm Andrea, as you know. And the point of this YouTube channel is to identify that we go through life's challenges. I should say it backwards, challenges in life, but we're just going to keep that there. And we look for beauty, peace, and joy. And those things are meant to be discovered even in the challenges of life. And some of those things need to be dug for very deeply during the challenges. And right now, Rick and I are digging deeply to find the peace, joy, and beauty in life. Because there's just a lot of frustration dealing with the medical system and the therapies and pharmacy and insurance. It just doesn't flow. So I want to start a series right now about documenting the journey that Rick and I are going through to walk through a healing process. The question is, we don't know how much healing is going to happen. So a lot of unknowns are hanging out there in the middle of nowhere because we don't know what's going to happen. And we're just going to document life, the good, the bad, the ugly, and just to be real and vulnerable about life is just challenging right now. So I'm going to have Rick talk about his experiences that brought on his stroke, and we'll just go from there. So here's Rick.
Hi, I'm Rick, and as Andrea said, I recently had a stroke, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what has happened. So on May 21st at 3 o'clock in the morning, I got up and, well, I woke up and I was feeling really sick to my stomach, and for no apparent reason. And I tried to get out of bed, and I couldn't do it. I fell back into my bed, and the whole room was spinning, and everything was just going crazy on me. And I finally made it to the bathroom, and I was probably in there for 45 minutes because even when I got into the bathroom, I just couldn't walk. So anyway, but it didn't start there. So prior to that, I'd had a few other strokes that I can remember. I don't know if I didn't know I was having strokes because I have I inherited it from my father, getting TIAs, and I can't tell the difference between them. But these ones I knew were strokes. So I went to the neurologist, and the neurologist, and this was on January 4th, when I went to the neurologist, they said that I'd had 4 strokes. 1 prior to November 4th, because I had had an MRI on November 4th. And then 3 between November 4th and January 4th, because they were new, so that's why they could tell when they were. When I was at the neurologist, they told me that I had to go on to a drug called
Eliquis.
Pradaxa.
Sorry.
Pradaxa, sorry. The Pradaxa. Well, I went to my primary doctor, which I had an appointment with a few days later, luckily because I'd already made that appointment many weeks earlier. So I went to my doctor, and he prescribed me Pradaxa. When he did that, I thought everything was okay. And then I got a notice from my pharmacy saying that there was a problem with the order. That they had to have I think it's called like a
Pre-authorization.
Pre-authorization for the insurance to pay for it. So anyway, long story short, what happened is they called up my doctor, and my doctor is deathly allergic to talking on phones, I think, because he never answers the phone and he never returns phone calls. So they ended up canceling my prescription, and I didn't get any blood thinners. And so I was on the phone with him a few days later, and he said, "Oh, how's the Pradaxa doing?" I says, "It's not. You wouldn't answer the phone." And so he put me on Eliquis. Well, it turns out Eliquis and me don't get along very well. And the Eliquis would make me really, really dizzy and sometimes a little bit nauseous. And I was just really having a rough time living on Eliquis. So on May 21st, it all came to a head, and I had a major stroke because I wasn't on the right medicine. And the hospital did put me on the right medicine, but I'm still having today, and I'll give you some updates to that in days and weeks to come. But right now, I still don't have a valid prescription for Pradaxa. So I've got enough to last. But the problem was because he put me on the Eliquis, and I had that stroke, now I have lost about a quarter of my sight. Like, for instance, if I'm looking at you right now with my hand right here, I can't see my hand. This whole area of me is just, it's gone. It's just blank. And it doesn't matter which eye. If I close one eye or close the other eye, it's in the same place. Plus, I have this terrific loss of balance. If I just get up and try to walk, 10 feet over, there's a stairway right over here. If I try to walk over the stairway, I'll lose my balance. And the thing that is upsetting to every American, I can't drive because I can't see that right lane right now. But in the spite of all of that, I want to tell you there's good. I have found out how many friends I really have that are willing to take me places. People are calling me up and say, if you need a ride anywhere, just call me, and they give me their phone number. And I've had people taking me places, and we talk about Bible, and I teach the Bible, so unfortunately, when I teach how to thrive in the midst of bad things, then it's like I get put to the test of what I just taught. So this is one of those tests, I think. But I just want to tell you that there's always good out there. Andrea has been coming and taking me places. I've had many people cooking food for me. I've had people giving me cards. I've had people calling me. I just didn't know how many good friends I had. And I'm talking about friends that are willing to give up some of their time. Some of these people live 15, 20 minutes away from me, and they'll come out and pick me up, take me to a doctor, sit in the office while I'm at the doctor, then take me back home. So it's 2, sometimes 3 hours out of their day, and they're doing that for me, and they're doing it cheerfully. So that's some of the good that I've seen out of this, and I'll tell you more good in times to come. But for right now, I'm going to call it quits for today. Is that a good thing to say?
That's a great thing to say. And so thank you for listening, everyone. And tomorrow we're going to go to the mountains because Rick has had 7 appointments this week in 5 days. That's a lot of white coat people and medical walls and procedures and talking about this thing over and over and over again. This thing meaning the stroke. So tomorrow we're going to change gears and go to the mountains and breathe some real mountain air and get out of the city air and just sit among the trees. So I'm going to take you all with us tomorrow.
And I just got to say, the first time we went to this stream that we're going to, I was in my truck, and my truck's a 4-wheel drive truck, and I did some damage to it. I don't think on that trip, but it had over $5,000 worth of damage done on it. And I took it down to get it fixed. I had somebody come and went down there and picked it up for me and brought it back to me, and the people at the mechanic shop did not give me any hard time about not being there to pick up my truck. They knew the guy that was picking it up, and they knew me, so they knew it was okay. But they just allowed that to happen. Another blessing. It's sitting out of my driveway now. I don't have to go a half an hour out to pick it up. So just another blessing, and we always have to look for blessings. Okay, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Rick. We're going to close for now, and we'll see you again tomorrow.